Hi, welcome to LSCM 4000. I am your instructor, Christy DeVille. I am so excited to have you this semester. This course is Operations, Warehousing, and Inventory Management. So what is this course about? Well, if you look in your course description, it will tell you it's an overview of the areas of operations, warehousing, and inventory management, and will examine each concept as well as their connections and relationships within the supply chain. So it's very, very broad, but we're going to go into depth of how it integrates itself into the supply chain, okay? So warehousing, inventory, any of the operations, you're going to see how important it is for the supply chain to be a success. Now, what do you need before you start this course? Well, the majority of you probably have already had 3100. If you've had it with me, you know how that course usually goes, you know how I operate. Now, let me go ahead and tell you, though, that there are core courses that you should have already had completed. Those courses are Getting a C or Better in English 1101, Accounting 2101, Accounting 2102, Econ 2105, Econ 2106, Stat 1401, and any two courses from business. So they would have the BIZA prefix, so that would include any two of these courses, Business 1105, Business 2105, Business 2106, and Business 2205. So you should have had those courses before you're taking this, and you should have passed those with a C or better. And once you take this course, you're going to see why certain courses like accounting and stuff like that are really necessary before you take this course. Yes, there is going to be some math involved, but I promise you we're going to make it as painless as possible, okay? I don't agree with making things harder than they should be. So let's also look at the course resource that you're going to be using. Now, normally I'm using McGraw-Hill. This time I'm actually going to be using Pearson. So go ahead and just purchase the e-textbook. You don't need anything fancy, just the e-textbook, and that should do just fine. That is listed in your syllabus. So again, I may have mentioned before that we were probably going to be using McGraw-Hill for this course, but that has changed. We are going to be using Pearson. Also, I want to go over the course learning objectives, so you can follow along with me in your syllabus with just so you know what to expect. And by the end of this course, you're going to be able to answer these questions. And if you look at your syllabus, beside each chapter, it actually tells you which course learning objective we're covering every single chapter. So that way, by the end, you know you've been able to do and complete every single course learning objective that's listed on there. So the first one is examine the role operations management serves in the supply chain and measure the impact of government regulation, the economy, competition, customer expectations, and quality on operations management. The second one is analyze the planning and control of resources used in the production process. The third is correlate supply chain management and its impact on materials management. The fourth is evaluate how capacity management occurs at all levels in the planning process. The fifth is distinguish the relation of inventory management to each phase of the supply chain process. And the sixth is differentiate the physical management in a warehouse, including basic warehouse layout, activities involved in handling goods, and controls that are used to work efficiently. I know it sounds like a lot, but I promise you we're going to make it as easy as possible. We're going to go through it really, really thoroughly. By the end, you're going to feel confident and you're going to be able to answer a lot of questions regarding all of those, okay? So if you have any questions for me at any point during the semester, make sure you email me. That's usually the best way to get a hold of me. I do have a phone number. It is listed on the syllabus, but I can't always say that I'm going to be in the office. It's hit or miss. So the best way is to email me. And if we do need to meet in person or Teams or call or whatever, we can arrange that. I think majority of you by this time already know a little bit about me. I've actually gone over it in the 3200 course, but I'll go ahead and tell some of y'all a little bit about my background just in case. I am originally a KSU alumni, so I had got my bachelor's there years and years ago, and I did work at KSU for a little while. I made some very, very good relationships there that I still have today, and I ended up pursuing my master's at Middle Georgia. Middle Georgia State University is one of the pioneers when it comes to logistics and supply chain. They are up there with Georgia College. They're also up there with Georgia Southern, and Georgia Southern is where I went and took some doctorate classes. So I'm very excited to be teaching these courses for you guys, And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm just an email away. Like I said, it's best to do email. But if you try to call me, leave a voicemail and it'll shoot to my email and I can respond to you as soon as possible. My office hours usually just give me at least 24 to 48 hours to return an email. Usually, I'm sure it'll be quicker than that unless it's the weekend. My week hours kind of end on Friday at noon. So during the weekend, I kind of give myself that break, but I will definitely get back to you first thing on Monday. The grading and everything is set up pretty clear. My grading is really not going to change with any of these courses, guys. I'm going to keep it as simple and thorough as possible. That way you really don't have any questions. You need to know where you stand on your grade. And that's pretty much it. So welcome to LSCM 4000. I'm so excited to have you, and just relax and pace yourself. It is an online class, so you're going to have to really, be disciplined with this. But if you need me, if you have any questions, reach out. Oh, and about the questions, we are going to have lives. I mentioned this in our 3200 class, but I want to mention it here too. We are going to be having what I call lives in this class. Now, I know this is an online class, and I know that a lot of people can't maybe make the lives. They're going to be kind of sporadic, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of advance notice where I'm going to be able to kind of do like a Teams meeting live over some of the material. And then that way, if there's any questions or anything that y'all have, we can just ask them. I'm going to record it. So if you can't make it, that's fine. And I'll post it. And then that way, a lot of times people have the same questions. It's just they're scared to ask them. And since we're not in an in-person classroom setting, which I hate because I love that, this is about the best way we can do this. So if there's any questions that you think everybody else is wanting to know the answer to, let me know. And then I'll kind of try to tackle that. And maybe we can do a live and tackle that question. So anyway, welcome to Georgia Highlands, welcome to Logistics and Supply Chain Management, and welcome to LSCM 4000.